For property professionals in the UK, having a good pipeline is a crucial component for your business succeeding. And with tons of competition in the market, how can you really make yourself stand out? Well, this is where the Property Data Matrix steps in. The Property Data Matrix is a revolutionary new data software that helps you find more leads for your property business, whether you're an estate agent, a letting agent, a property sourcer, an investor, or anything else within the property space. It can help you find motivated vendors looking to sell, investors with cash ready to purchase, and even clients for your business if you're an accountant or a mortgage broker. In this video, I sat down with Frank, the owner of the Property Data Matrix, to ask him a few key questions about the software and exactly how it can help property professionals. We'll touch on what PDM is and how it's even helped him build his own portfolio. So sit tight, listen in, and of course, if you have any questions about the Property Data Matrix, please drop them in the comments below and we'll get them answered. So Frank, what's your background prior to creating the Property Data Matrix?
So I've always been in data and ran data companies from the age of about 19. We started in data processing, data monetization, and my whole background has been everything to do with data.
Okay, perfect. And since exiting a couple of companies, as we spoke about privately before, you then went into building your own property portfolio, right?
Yeah, so we went from having 150 members of staff to wanting to step away from something as busy as that and maybe move into something like property, which we thought would be, get 5 or 10 houses and just live a bit more of a relaxed lifestyle. But it became a bit more of an obsession, and now we love property, and now I don't think we're going to stop buying.
No, perfect. And what were the main methods that you were utilizing to build that portfolio before PDM was built?
Data. So we just looked at data. We looked at we spoke to people and said, what are the types of properties that you like to buy, and they give us a few types of ideas, sort of like divorce ones or probates or financially stressed landlords, and we looked at how can we generate data for that. So if you want some examples of that, a lot of people will say go to somebody's house and look at property companies going into liquidation. We always look at a step before that, because once they're going into liquidation, once the insolvency practitioner is involved, they want to get the best price for the creditors, and that normally means going to market. Whereas if you've got a landlord who's got a personal guarantee on a property, then they're much more likely to do a deal. So what we did is we filtered companies by overdue accounts, overdue confirmation statement, those early signals that they might be getting into trouble. And we automatically looked up things like mortgage charges. We pretty much put that into a report, and that gave us a nice little weekly database of people we could give a call and say, look, it appears just from public data that you might be heading towards a bit of financial trouble. We're looking to acquire a property. What can we do? And the response from that was pretty good.
Perfect. And what differentiates people using that public data and people using Property Data Matrix? What's the difference between people going between the two methods to find those properties?
Oh, the time. I mean, if you used to sit there on companies' house, you can't filter by companies with mortgages on companies' house. You literally have to download the properties, manually look up the companies, and then just get a spreadsheet and put a little tick box by going onto each individual company and their charges. It's difficult to do. So the time it would take to do that is absolutely ridiculous. By being able to click a couple of buttons, you can produce that list with really, really quickly. I mean, seconds you're talking to produce the list of property companies in the area that you want to target, and then you just run an advanced report and tick all the filters that you want to target. So it's the time factor that's massively easy on Property Data Matrix. You're not copy and pasting loads of data to try and find contact details either. You just click a button and it does it for you.
Yeah, 100%, especially when people are trying to scale their businesses. I suppose it's a lot better for them sort of people that need to find these off-market leads to fulfill, whether it's their own portfolio, whether it's investors' portfolios or whatever it might be.
Scalability is key there, what you've touched on. I think if you want to scale your business, you need that constant flow of prospects sat there for you to just market to, and this offers you that. And it's not just, financially stressed landlords. If you wanted to click a button and find all the probate properties and then just confirm that they was owner occupied, you can do all of that on the system as well. Or if you wanted to target landlords who are maybe gearing up to sell by issuing eviction notices, you can just pull in a list of those as well. And in fact, one of our biggest wins was from court records.
Perfect. So we've touched briefly on how it helps property investors, property sourcers. Who else is Property Data Matrix built for? What are the professions as such?
So landlords is a big one. If you're an existing landlord and you're looking to expand, you know an area works for you. If you're just searching for properties that are about to become available or financially stressed landlords in your area, it's a really easy way for you to scale in your local area. Estate agents are another good one. So if you want to know all of the mortgage companies who are about to repossess a property, not repossess the property, but about to repossess a property in your area, well, then you can build lists of all of those and contact them and hopefully try and get that listing. If you're a lettings agent, you can get a list of all of the landlords that are about to have an empty property in your area. So that, again, that's before it actually becomes empty. You know that they're going through an eviction process, so you can contact them before it's gone empty. So anything from, landlords, letting agents, estate agents. We've even got mortgage brokers using the system and filtering by companies with existing mortgages or newly launched property companies that are likely going to need some sort of finance. So anyone in and around property, really.
So inside the Property Data Matrix, can you explain what sort of modules you've got and how they help people within property?
Yeah, so we've got loads of modules. We've got PDM companies, which pulls data in from companies' house. So if you wanted to find investors or people going to be motivated to sell because they're financially stressed, then you can certainly find both of those there. We've got probate module, which finds all of the probate properties in and around whatever postcode you put in. You can also check to make sure that they was owner occupied, so you can exclude all of the care home data and things. We've got the court system, so you'll be able to pick up all of the current evictions going through. So if you wanted to find landlords who are about to have an empty property or maybe pick those up before they've got an empty property, we've got that. We've got PDM contracts. So if you wanted to generate a list of companies that have won projects in your area and contact them about staying at your serviced accommodation, we've got those as well. We've got lots of modules and lots more coming, and we've got a bi-weekly webinar that anybody can hop on, stick with us for an hour, and we can talk them through each module step by step and just show them real use cases for their area.
So obviously you've built Property Data Matrix, which is obviously in the prop tech sector. There's loads of other stuff. You've got Property Filter, Property Engine. What differentiates Property Data Matrix from the competition that's in the market?
There's loads of good prop tech companies out there. I think what ours focus on is on the individual pre-sale data. So if you're looking to target mass properties via ad spend or something along those lines, you could go down that route. Or if you were looking to target individual properties that are, like I say, about to become empty, maybe have low EPC ratings or financially stressed because the owner of that property is showing signals of going into insolvency, I would say it's the individual properties that you can target and generate that contact data for. So ours is all about contacting people and businesses who are likely going to be motivated to sell.
So we touched on who Property Data Matrix can help. What was your driving force for building the software?
It helped me buy property. That's pretty. So I didn't set out to build Property Data Matrix. I wanted to build a platform that helped me buy either below market value property or property that I could really add value to, like identify title split opportunities and things like that. So it really was just for me. But I only buy in a really tiny area, so I buy in pretty much one town. Now that's where all my focus is, but the platform works nationwide. And if I'm honest, I kind of missed having a tech company. So we now want to grow another tech company, even though we went from 150 employees to just a couple. I do miss it. I do miss the hectic life that it gave, and I want to scale it again. I want to scale another tech company, and I think if it was really useful to me, it's got to be useful to other people as well.
100%. So you said you've got a technical background. How's the system built for just general people trying to use it that aren't tech savvy?
Oh, really, really easy. We've tried to keep everything, and it sounds cliche, but keep it simple, stupid. That's what we've tried to do with everything. So what you see is what you get. If you click on Property Data Matrix company module, it's going to give you a list of all the companies. If you want to filter by ones with at least one mortgage or whatever number you put in, it's going to filter by those. We've got how-to videos on every single module, and we offer an hour's training, one-to-one training on every single client that comes through. So not only will we give you the training, you've got that online video resource that you can always go back to, but it's super simple to use.
And how many users do you already have on PDM?
67, which might not sound like much, but being we're only in beta and we've got a lot more modules to come, we're really happy with that, and we've got almost 100% retention rate. So it just works for people. So I think if you can offer something that is easy to use, that they're seeing results from, they just stick around. So yeah.
If you were an individual looking to get started in property, how would you utilize Property Data Matrix to start earning cash straight away?
So first off, I would, there's obviously the deal sourcing. So you could find below market value deals absolutely through the system, and you can find investors through the system. So pair those up, and that's what deal sourcing is. But I would look out of the box as well. So I would probably look at things like energy performance certificates. So you've got Eco4, which is changing to the Warmer Homes Grant. So not a lot of people know this, but if you actually find a property that's an EPC E or lower, and the owner, occupier or tenant meets certain criteria, they could actually get some free energy performance upgrades. So we have people who pair that data through the system, and they'll earn an average of £600 commission for every single upgrade they get, and it doesn't even cost them anything. We actually have an agent who went through property trading and now doesn't source property through the system. All they do is EPC upgrades, and all they do is letter drops. So what they do is they go onto PDM Properties, put in 5 or 10 postcodes, generate a few hundred houses in an area, and then filter by either owner occupied or private rental sector properties, which you can do within a couple of clicks on our system. They will then go and letter drop to these properties, and they've got weekly deals coming in just from energy performance upgrades. So I think if you're looking for speed, that's what I would do. I'd just focus on cash flow. And then the below market value, matching those up with investors, that would almost be secondary to me, but obviously has the potential to earn more per deal. So that's what I would do if I was an individual just getting started and I had Property Data Matrix available. That's definitely the route I'd take.
So we've obviously talked about the power of PDM and exactly who it can help, and you've obviously been utilising this platform. What's the best deal you've found using Property Data Matrix for yourself?
Oh, it would be PDM Courts. So again, before we launched Property Data Matrix, we used all these modules ourselves, but it is what is now PDM Courts. And what we did, we found a landlord who was going through an eviction. We managed to obtain the landlord's contact details, and we said, I see you going through an eviction. Are you selling up? And they said, no, actually, I've got a bit of a headache tenant and I'm giving up on it. And he only owned one property, and he had bought it for quite a discount, and he just wanted rid of it. We made him an offer of £150,000 and take over the headache tenant with them. He'd already been going on quite a few months trying to evict this tenant, no rental payments coming in, and the tenant was digging their heels in as well. We purchased the property. We went and made the tenant aware that we are going to go through court, or he could take 500 quid cash. He asked till Monday to get out, and he left on the Monday. We refinanced it for £245,000. We had to spend £8,000 on, we got a new boiler, which was one of the initial issues with the tenant. So we put a new boiler in, and we put new carpets in, give it a little decorating, but £8,000 is what we spent on it, and just refinanced it for £245,000. So although it didn't make us the biggest capital return, and it doesn't make us the most cash flow, for actual ease of the deal itself was incredibly easy.
So that's somewhat more of an in-depth understanding of exactly why the Property Data Matrix was created and how it can help your business. Again, if you have any more questions related to your property business, please leave them in the comments below. We're also hosting a free webinar on January the 29th, 2026 to do a complete run through of the software. It's going to give you more information of exactly how it can help you within your property business. And all you need to do to attend is click the link in the bio below. Plus, one lucky attendee will win a free 3-month subscription to the Property Data Matrix, meaning you can test the software and scale your property business for absolutely nothing. So again, click the link in the bio, and I look forward to seeing you there.